Hello and welcome everybody to a new video of Elune. So today we are going to talk about the world boss, and yeah, it's very important, even if you find it boring, that you are going to look at this what I'm going to show you now, because I know it's boring like to read skills and all that stuff, but it's very important to do it, because as you can see here, that's also why I show you these watchers first and not the main boss, because the watchers are the key to doing a high amount of damage. Because it's like here, as you can see, you can like recommended Elunes with deploying Elunes with nature status effect is recommended, and this is because if you give him like nature effects, you can read all the nature effects. I will show you a little bit later, and then he will go into a groggy state, and then he will only receive crit. But it doesn't really matter like on the watchers, so on these beasts on the side, because as we go on you can see he has immunity, only receives 10% damage from all attacks. So it doesn't really make sense if you bring like a lot of DPS on these side monsters, because yeah, you're only doing a 10% damage, or he only receives a 10% damage of all your output on this side monster. So it makes no sense actually to do that. So I would recommend to bring like all these heroes or Elunes that can like inflict some status effects, but not doing that great amount of damage. So because that's at the end of the day what you want to look for. And on the other one you can see this as well. So weakens, he's going to the groggy effect or groggy stage and taking more damage, but as on the other one he has this immunity, only receiving 10% damage from all attacks, and when he's going groggy also getting crits. But here we have the recommended Elunes which can deploy like physical status effects. So this is actually pretty important, because I will just like show you this in a second when we are going to the boss, because I recorded the boss fight already and I will show you this. But as you go like on Reef, let's say for example, then you can see if you scroll down you have these blaze effects like, and if you click on this blaze effect then you can see this status effects. It's in the help page, and then you can see what is actually a physical effect, and a little bit further down you can see what is a nature effect. So therefore you can choose your Elunes to put them in the right or in the left team, or at the first watcher or at the second watcher. So the first watcher is the left one with the physicals, or where you need the physical effects, and the second one is the right one where you need the nature effects at the end of the day. And therefore you can, if you can achieve to get both of these effects at the same time, then you will have a way higher damage output. So I will just like go ahead and show you the video that I recorded already. So there you can see I switched around a little bit with the teams, because I didn't know like what's like better to use or whatnot. As you can see I have a pretty high team CP on all of these teams, but yeah, the problem is also that I'm like, yeah, I don't know, it's the damage output was not that high, or not as expected, but it's also not that bad. So as we see now, here's like just the beginning, and there we come to the next very important part of this world boss. So as you can see now, I slow this down, and when you slow this down you can see all these numbers on the bottom, and now you can see I'm clicking on Weiwei, and if you click on them it just switches from skill 1, 2, 3 and then to nothing, and then you can just like click again and 1, 2, 3, and if you click on them it's like which skill they are going to use. In fact, like they have enough souls to use it, but you can queue the skills. As you can see, if you have these skills now queued, then they will do this one for the next round, and then you can switch it and they will queue other skill for the next round. So I will always recommend like to have on the Chloe Van, I would rather stay on the skill 2 to to be sure that he is always stunned. And as you can see, now he is in this fever. Now it's over, but he was in this fever before, and he will go into it again. And this is when you apply the groggy stage on the right monster and also on the left monster, and then he will go into this fever and all hits will become crits and he will get a lot more damage. So the damage output will be way higher on this. But as you can see, the team setups on the right and left were not that perfect, because as you can see, like now the left one is in that groggy state, the right one is not. So yeah, it's pretty hard to like manage this. Now he's in the fever again, and as you can see, the damage output increases rapidly, and this is what it's all about at the end of the day. But I don't know, actually my Caroline was not like doing the S2 as I intended, because as you can see, she's always queued on the S2, but she's not like always doing the S2. Now it says active S2, but somehow it takes way too long that she's doing this S2. I don't know, I couldn't really understand it, because like the Caroline is my main damage dealer or the highest DPS that I got, so the output should be just crazy good, but yeah, in this case it is not, so I don't know. So as you can see, the left one is again in this groggy state, the right one is again not, so we are losing a lot of damage. So that's why I was looking around to change up the teams a little bit, and I guess for tomorrow I will get a way better score, because now it should work that they will get more often groggy or into that groggy stage at the same time, and this is actually what we are looking for. And yeah, as I told you before, the right and the left team is not supposed to do any damage, so because you don't get that high damage numbers. As you can see, if you take a closer look on the right or on the left monster, you can see that the damage output is very low. So as you can see, it's like with Kai it's like close to 1,000, with the other ones it's like 500 or something like that. You saw it on the right side, it's only 140 and stuff like this. So this is not like the main damage that you're doing. The main damage that you're doing is on the boss, so on the Guardian of Balance, on the with your middle team, let's say, so with your team 1. And yeah, as you can see, the Caroline did again the S1, so this is where I lost all my damage, but I can't really understand it, because I was like just going for like the S1s, S2 of Chloe and S2 of Caroline, so it should be enough souls for doing the S2 all the time. But yeah, somehow it didn't work out that well, and yeah, at the end I switched around a little bit. But I guess this is pretty important that you see how it actually works. And yeah, it's not a good example in terms of the score that I did, because the score or the points that I did are not that impressive, I would say. But yeah, still I'm free to play, so it's not that bad at the end of the day. But yeah, I just did it for you, so you can understand what this boss is actually doing and how you can obtain a higher score. Because if you're like stuck on 2 millions because you put in your strongest Elunes or like your most high DPS Elunes on all teams and think, okay, why I'm not doing any damage, then this is the thing that I wanted to talk about and tell you what you can do to increase the damage. Okay, that's about it for this video. I will do another one tomorrow, and hopefully I can get a better score, and also can tell you something more about the teams that you can probably use to also increase your score. Okay, so thanks for watching again, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.